Good afternoon, everybody. I'm really happy to be here to present an award to my good friend, Dr. Jackie Moline. I've known Jackie for 30 years, actually, since she applied to the residency program at Mount Sinai. I was director at the time, and I remember interviewing Jackie at a local Greek coffee shop run by Peter. This was, by the way, Dr. Selikoff's favorite coffee shop, so we felt especially comfortable there. And by the end of that lunch, I knew that I had a winner, not just in a resident, but in an outstanding clinician and otherwise going into the future. And the last 30 years really have proven that this intuition was correct. Jackie has excelled in all areas of medicine, administration, being chair of a department, and in clinical medicine, seeing individual patients, just as Dr. Selikoff did, but also running, for instance, the World Trade Center Clinical Center for a number of years. In education, in charge of the residency program, et cetera, and also is widely published in various research areas. I realized something really interesting about Jackie, which is that Jackie, at age 48, moved from Sinai to Northwell. I looked up Dr. Selikoff's history. Dr. Selikoff, 1963, formed one of the first occupational medicine units at a private hospital. This was called the Environmental Science Laboratory. He was age 48. He set up the first occupational medicine unit for a population of New York City that was 7 million people. And 5 years later, Sinai became a medical school, graduated its first class. Jackie, age 47, moved to Northwell, where she set up the first occupational medicine unit for a Long Island population of 7 million people. Eventually, it became a Northwell Hofstra Medical School 5 years later, graduated their first graduating class of medical students. So there are parallels between Dr. Selikoff and Dr. Moline that aren't entirely apparent. In any event, I'm thrilled today to give Jackie the Irving J. Selikoff Lifetime Achievement Award on behalf of the Asbestos Disease Awareness Organization. Yes, it's about achievements, Jackie, but it's also about aspirations, and we have so many hopes for you to continue your good work in the future. Dr. Moline.
Thank you so much, Stephen. I want to thank you, and I want to thank ADAO and its amazing leader, Linda Reinstein, for this honor. It's even more special because this award is named after Irving Selikoff, who I met when I started my career at Mount Sinai, as Stephen just mentioned. I got to watch him interact with patients, which was really quite special and something to see. And I continue to do similar work to this day, where we have screenings of asbestos-exposed workers. And I've been blessed with amazing mentors. In occupational medicine, doctors who've seen thousands of patients with asbestos-related disease. Dr. Selikoff, Dr. Ruth Lillis, Dr. Stephen Levin, Dr. Ned Holstein, Dr. Stephen Markowitz, Dr. Suzuki, Dr. Bill Nicholson, to name a few. Their drive to increase awareness on the hazards of asbestos has made us all safer, but there's still work to be done, since unfortunately asbestos use continues both in the United States and in the developing world. Over the past 30 years, I've learned so much from others, and especially from my patients, and know there's much more to learn and to give. We need to continue to increase awareness among physicians about about ongoing asbestos exposure to products that they don't consider to contain asbestos, like cosmetic and industrial talc, and ensure that what we've learned over the past decades about these hazards continues to be taught to medical students and other health professionals. Diseases of long latency are challenging to study. We've just passed the 20th anniversary of the World Trade Center disaster in New York City, and we know there will be diseases that we will see in the future, and we need to make sure others share this awareness. On a personal note, I'd like to thank my family, including my parents, who always encouraged me to follow my goal of being a doctor, something that I decided to do when I was 6 years old. To my sisters, who are great role models, to my husband, Antoine, and my kids, Theo and Lily, who put up with my crazy hours and provide love and encouragement, and more importantly, make me want to make the world a better place. Thank you.